who's going to present to us. And what a worker. Olga, you are such a worker. Olga Gouni. She's going to speak to us about rediscovering mother, M-other, a timeless universal force. And we're going to see first a video with her, and she will be answering questions afterwards. She's an expert in pre and perinatal psychology, has dedicated nearly 30 years to education, research, and development of prenatal sciences. She even founded the Research Institute of Prenatal Sciences, named SOPHIA, and the International Journal of Prenatal and Life Sciences. A long-time member of Coast Action, she designs international educational programs, including the Whole-Self Prebirth Psychology specialization. She's the creator of Welcome, a health promotion program for expecting couples, and she aims to synthesize knowledge in prenatal sciences and bridge academia with professionals in prenatal psychology. She's an author and editor. She actively advances the field worldwide. Yes. Welcome, Olga. Welcome.
Thank you, Laura, and thank everybody here for welcoming me. Just before the video, I would like to celebrate with all of us the Pregnancy Day. Prenatal sciences pioneers for over 100 years have been talking about the profound impact of our pre-perinatal experience for the rest of our life. And it is thanks to them that today we are celebrating Pregnancy Day. Let's honor them. We are on strong shoulders. Thank you.
Hello. It is a pleasure to be with all of you today as we explore a subject that is foundational to our existence and which transcends biological, psychological and societal boundaries, offering a profound model for understanding the interconnectedness of life. Its relevance spans across cultures and disciplines, shaping societal values, gender roles, ecological consciousness, and ethical frameworks. This is a discussion that opens a gateway to deeper insights into the way we live, evolve, and relate, both to ourselves and to others. The concept of mother is deeply embedded in myths, traditions, and religious narratives around the world. In Egyptian mythology, for example, Isis represents the ideal mother, nurturing, protective, and all-powerful. A symbol of regeneration and rebirth, reflects the societal importance of the mother figure as a protector of life and a mediator between the mortal and the divine realms. Similarly, in Hinduism, the goddess Durga represents another dimension of the mother concept, embodying both nurturing and warrior-like qualities, indicating the duality of the mother figure as both the giver and protector of life. Durga encompasses not only care and compassion, but also strength and resilience, challenging simplistic or purely nurturing interpretations of the mother concept, aligning it with larger cosmological forces of balance and justice. In indigenous cultures, the concept of Mother Earth, Pachamama in South American cultures, for example, symbolizes the nurturing force of nature responsible for the sustenance of all a living being. This notion transcends the human experience, viewing the earth itself as a mother entity which aligns with the principles of interconnectedness and reciprocity that are central to many indigenous worldviews. The reverence for the earth as a mother figure reflects societal values surrounding stewardship, sustainability, and intertransgenerational responsibility. Rudick argues that maternal thinking encompassing attentiveness, responsibility, and rationality can serve as a model for ethical interactions in both personal and political spheres. And this perspective reframes the mother concept beyond biological function, emphasizing care as a fundamental human value. The restrictive definition of a mother carries far-reaching societal consequences. The compartmentalization of gender roles contributes to systemic violence, inequality, and mental health challenges. According to the World Health Organization in 2013, gender-based violence remains one of the most pervasive human rights violations, exacerbated by traditional norms that link masculinity to dominance and femininity to submission. The exclusion of men from nurturing roles further entrenches these dynamics, reinforcing harmful cycles of emotional repression and aggression. Beyond the individual level, these constructs shape economic and social systems. Carol Gilligan, in her book In a Different Voice, observes that ethical models associated with care often linked to women's experiences of motherhood are undervalued in societies that prioritize competition and dominance over relational interdependence. This devaluation of care work has profound implications, influencing societal approaches to conflict resolution, governance, and economic priorities. Recent research challenges these outdated paradigms by advocating for a more inclusive understanding of caregiving. Ryan Eisler, in the book The Real Wealth of Nations, emphasizes that societies that prioritize care, regardless of gender, foster greater equity, prosperity, and social cohesion. And similarly, Michael Lump highlights the benefits of shared caregiving and responsibilities, demonstrating how active paternal involvement positively impacts family dynamics, emotional well-being, and child development. These perspectives call for an expansion of the concept of motherhood to transcend biological determinism and embrace a more holistic, inclusive vision of care. Being a mother is an existential condition. It's not a gender issue. It is within this broader reconsideration of motherhood that the concept of mother, me, the other emerges, challenging entrenched binaries and offering a redefinition that acknowledges the complexity, fluidity, and interdependence of mother identity beyond the traditional constraints. In neuroscience, mirror neurons provides a compelling biological explanation for human interconnectedness. Discovered by Rigiolati and colleagues in the 1990s, these neurons activate both when performing an action and when observing another perform the same action. And this mirroring mechanism is believed to play a crucial role in empathy, allowing individuals to feel and understand the emotions of others as if they were their own. Such findings support the idea that the boundary between me and other is permeable, reinforcing the intrinsic nature of human connection. Biologically, humanity is unified by shared genetic heritage. The Human Genome Project in 2003 revealed that all humans share 99.9% of their genetic material, underscoring the profound commonality underlying human diversity. And as Harari observes in the book *Sapiens*, this genetic similarity reflects a shared evolutionary history that transcends cultural and racial distinctions. Sociologically, Teifel and Turner's social identity theory further supports the notion that identity is shaped through group membership and relational dynamics. Cultural belonging and collective experiences influence self-perception, emphasizing that human identity is not an isolated construct, but a co-created reality. And this interdependence is also reflected in epigenetics, where environmental and social factors influence gene expression. Prenatal sciences suggest that consciousness itself may be relational rather than isolated. Prenatal psychology supports the interconnected view as research indicates that prenates respond to external stimuli, displaying awareness and interaction with their environment before birth. Ecological and environmental studies further demonstrate humanity's deep interconnectedness with the planet. Lovelock's Gaia hypothesis posits that the Earth functions as a self-regulated organism with human activity intricately linked to its well-being. This perspective dissolves the perceived divide between me and other, extending the concept of interdependence to include not only other people, but the entire ecosystem. In cosmology, the mother concept serves as a metaphor for the generative processes of the universe. Capra argues that the shift from a mechanistic to an ecological worldview in science mirrors the nurturing and the interconnected principles associated with mothering. Today, the notion that in mother I find me and the other captures the profound interconnectedness between individual identity and relational dynamics grounded in both prenatal sciences and broader sociocultural frameworks. In this context, the mother serves as a foundational figure embodying both the self and the other, a duality that reflects the inextricable link between internal and external realities. The way we perceive others is deeply influenced by how we view ourselves. Compassion, acceptance, and understanding towards the self often extend outward, fostering empathy in relationships. Conversely, self-rejection or unresolved inner conflict can manifest as hostility or indifference toward others, reinforcing cycles of violence and alienation. The current prevalence of violence and conflict across societies can be seen as an outward expression of inner turmoil and disconnection from the self. When individuals struggle with feelings of inadequacy, of anger, of self-hatred, these internal battles often spill into their social environment. According to the World Health Organization in 2016, violence frequently arises from a combination of personal and societal factors, with self-identity playing a pivotal role. A fractured sense of self may lead individuals to externalize their pain through aggression or exclusion, perpetuating broader patterns of discord. And this raises critical questions about how humanity perceives itself. If collective behaviors reflect a pattern of discontent and violence, they may signal a deeper crisis of self-worth. Such negative self-perceptions often stem from societal conditioning, cultural narratives, or historical traumas, forces that imprint feelings of inadequacy or rage onto the individual psyche. Notably, cultural constructs surrounding masculinity and power frequently equate strength with dominance, reinforcing cycles of violence. And these narratives, internalized over time, shape how individuals relate to themselves and, by extension, to others. The me and other are in mother concept serves as a mirror reflecting how our internal landscapes inform external relationships. Engaging with the mother reveals how our capacity to nurture, care, and empathize with ourselves directly shapes our interaction with others. When individuals embrace their own complexity with compassion, they are better equipped to offer that same grace to those around them. This shift in perspective becomes particularly impactful during pregnancy, a time when the recognition of interconnectedness and the value of life can inspire broader social change. Recognizing the inherent value of life and the interconnectedness of all beings leads to efforts to address systemic inequalities affecting human health, education, access to resources. A heightened awareness of the rights of the unborn can spark movements aimed at ensuring every child, regardless of background, is afforded dignity and a healthy start according to the United Nations in 2015. Expectant parents embracing this perspective and the humanity as a whole may engage in collective action for policy change. This perspective also fosters international cooperation as countries can share best practices, prenatal education as planetary education, to empower humans to create nurturing environments for the children, fostering emotional bonding and resilience. This strengthens the transfer of wisdom across generations, encourages peaceful communication, prioritizing empathy, compassion, cooperation, laying the foundation for more harmonious societies. The transformative experience of pregnancy can inspire involvement in global peace movements. Understanding that violence often stems from inner disconnection, individuals may support initiatives focused on healing and reconciliation, helping to break cycles of systemic violence. The mother, me, the other concept offers a powerful framework for understanding how self-perception shapes relationships and, by extension, society. It invites us to view mother as an embodiment of strength, wisdom, and interconnectedness, not separation. The transformative shift experienced during pregnancy underscores the profound global implications of embracing life's interconnectedness, spanning social justice, health, education, peace building. Thus, we pave the way for a future where care, cooperation and interconnectedness guide both individual growth and collective progress. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Olga, for your work. We need that so much. It's the most important subject, in fact, in the world. And we still have time for one question that's made by Susanna. She's asking, how is the state of research in prenatal sciences in Greece and the work you're doing?
Okay. First of all, I could say that it could have been much better, but it is what it is. So since 2004, when I first brought my educational initiatives to the university, to the Capodistrian University, and that was the beginning of a whole series of a movement towards prenatal psychology first, because I started speaking about prenatal sciences over the last some years later. So it started with that, and I remember that in those days there were about 40 students that attended the course, and then the next year it was about 100, and then it was the online course which I wrote for the Capodistrian University, and then more people joined, and then because I wanted to do something more expansive, and you know, the parameters were restricting. So I started my own trainings. Now I have, I think, the most complete training in prenatal psychology, spanning 7 years. And we have agreed to start offering it with ubiquity as a master and PhD as well. So that in terms of this, but since 2004, I also got involved in research. So there is some good work in the research field, working over, I think, more professionally, 15 years now. So we have data, more data. We have created data banks of what is going on in Greece, but not only in Greece. And we have published 10 books in the field, one of which I see Susanna is behind you on the shelf, and trying to offer the opportunity to academia and interested professionals to write and publish. That's why I started the academic open peer-reviewed open access journal, which I invite you to submit to that. There is so much work to be done. And again, as I said earlier in the chat, inertia. It takes time for professors in the departments to expand beyond developmental psychology and embrace prenatal psychology. But people now, after so many years I speak in Greece, they say, oh yes, of course. Oh yes, prenatal life is important. So I think it is time for us to become more united and create more. Thank you.